All right, everybody. We are back on the air once again to bring you the next installment of the Raiders Rambles.
Whoa.
I am Jolt, chief host of the show, and joining me as always is the Great Orange co-host, Avira.
Are you ready, kids? Oh, happy Friday. Welcome back.
Damn, I've never seen you this dramatic, dude.
Hey, we got some important issues to discuss regarding. Yeah, well, y'all.
How orange can you get? How does being orange make you bad instantly?
Of course it does. Yeah.
Nice. All right, joining us once again on the live show, Maligos.
Hey everyone,
Good to have you back once again.
yeah, I really like. You have to invite me some more time.
I did. I know. I do this like every once and again with the people. I think that's good.
Yeah.
That's the recruitment secrets. It's must stop. Anyway, so and joining us for the first time ever on the show is Sage.
Hello, Fuzzbutts.
Yeah.
It's an honor to be here.
Yeah, I know you've wanted to be here for quite the longest time, and now since you're here, since do kind of tell us, just how you found your way here, and like one little interesting fact about yourself.
I like turtles.
Yeah,
Yes, I
nice.
need it. Okay.
All right, fair enough. I like turtles as well. Super fun.
Yeah, I mean, Finding Nemo was what literally, got me to smack them some.
Wait,
God,
what?
I love that movie. The Finding Nemo movie.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Anyway, yeah. Welcome, Sage. Nice to have you here.
Yeah, thanks.
Likewise, you finally got what you've always wanted for.
Yeah, and I'm super stoked right now.
Nice. So let's jump straight into it, though. With the namesake of the episode, we're going to colonize the ocean and make it great.
Again.
Well, not really. Yes. See why? Now it's a worthwhile endeavor because there's a professor who's has complained that Spongebob, this show, perpetuates violent racist acts against indigenous people.
Of course, a college professor would come up with this nonsense.
Does he also is he also gender studies professor?
I don't even know, but or it could be a woman. Who knows? But
It just
basically,
says, professor at the University of Washington, blah blah blah, claiming it perpetuates a legacy of violence against the indigenous people of the Pacific. No, the professor argues that the cartoon is involved in the occupation of native lands and that the show participates in cultural appropriation by way of its identity.
Bruh.
Are
Now, the reason they bring this up is because Stephen Hellenberg, the creator of SpongeBob, initially said that Bikini Atoll is actually a real place. That's where Bikini Bottom is, and all the people or the characters, they're the result of nuclear radiation from actual tests that the United States have done back in like the 50s and 60s. I believe it was Bravo. Castle Bravo is one of the main like nuclear weapons. Don't quote me on that, but some pretty big weapons they were testing in the Pacific Islands. And so Stephen Hellenberg was like, "Oh well, what if the radiation caused sponges to talk?" So and it was kind of just a joke, honestly. It's
Yeah.
that's the premise.
All right, so here's some, just before we continue this little segment, though, there's a couple of live comments that got to shout out a couple of people. David Dragon, profile, nice icon you made on your own channel. It's pretty neat. And second of all, Tooney says, I'm surprised the professor didn't complain SpongeBob is yellow and is racist towards Asians.
Oh, did you see SpongeBob in China? Do you remember that classic one? Oh my god.
Oh, actually, I do
Dude, I
remember
have every right to be offended as an Asian person myself.
Wow. See, don't give him any ideas, Tooney, because that's gonna be the next thing. Why is SpongeBob yellow? Is this appropriation? Oh god.
Jeez.
That's so funny.
Why aren't they complaining about Sandy the squirrel being having Texas accent and being Texas stereotype?
Oh yeah, she's probably a conservative. Uh-oh. So yeah, let's see a little bit more about this article we have here. Indigenous. Oh, okay. So they're talking about how a real historical event when indigenous people who lived on the islands were relocated during nuclear testing. Back in like the 50s and 60s.
Right. So, but here's the funny thing, though. So the indigenous people were relocated, and then, Professor Hollybucker. Yes, it was a woman who, of course, yeah,
I thought so.
no surprise. She says, "I find it unjust that SpongeBob and his pals to be allowed to occupy the area where the non-fictional indigenous people of the area do not have the option to return to their homeland."
But it's the bottom of the ocean.
They're not. Well, Bikini Bottom doesn't affect the people on land.
It doesn't matter. Like, this is a cartoon. This article sounds like, okay, if it was posted on like The Onion or like some satire website, I would believe it's satire. But it's real. Like, what?
I wanted to laugh at first because I thought she was joking, but now that I know that
No.
she's serious, I want to laugh even harder.
I don't even know.
I know, right?
I
Freaking
don't know
good
if we
night,
should-
my sides.
Right?
No. God damn it. God damn it. I think I need another overlay of that shit. God damn. Right? But anyway, though, we've got to continue on reading this as well. As an quote-unquote American character, SpongeBob supposedly has the privilege of nuclear bombs.
Oh.
Oh, God.
And then he said, apparently quotes the show writers says, SpongeBob is a guy who gets super excited about a napkin, but wouldn't care if there was an explosion outside. I mean, SpongeBob's eccentric, dude. That's part of his character and charm.
Look, I think they would basically any popular cartoon they would take something from that would be racist. Like, I don't know, Bugs Bunny, or
I mean, okay, well, Bugs Bunny did have some things back in the 40s, but this is SpongeBob we're talking about now. Come on, like.
This is what
Really?
millennials and Generation Z have grown up with, and you're attacking it now.
yeah.
I mean, the whole idea is just based on the joke of radiation, turning things, like mutating them, kind of like superpowers and stuff.
So,
Like, what?
speaking of Nickelodeon cartoons, you guys watched Ren and Stimpy, right?
Oh, yeah.
No, I haven't.
Oh, it's an old cartoon, but it's like, it's it's quite popular among us. The point is, they would probably say like, oh, Ren is a Chihuahua, so he's also like stereotyping, I don't know, as a stereotypical Mexican accent or something,
Yeah, but SpongeBob isn't even like that. I mean,
Yeah, SpongeBob like is more family friendly, than, but it's.
Yeah.
The point is they would search any popular cartoon, they would take something offensive from it.
I just can't believe. Oh, and you
Mhm.
know the reason they're doing this about SpongeBob? I think I have a theory here. This professor wants to capitalize on the whole indigenous peoples thing because it was recently Columbus Day.
Right.
Yeah, that could be
the
that.
timing
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
The timing
Timing
is
is-
shocking.
Timing is impeccable.
Yeah, suspicious, right? I don't know.
It makes you think. It really does.
Mhm.
Side note, though, before we continue, live comment. Inu says, "Has anyone made the connection with the Bikini Bottom having a crusty crab in it? Ew."
Well, I mean, Sandy Cheeks lives in Bikini Bottom. Enough said.
Guys, I just realized, like, Krusty Krab, and because Krusty Krab is a capitalist and stuff, so
Uh-oh.
Yeah, there's actually a lot of communist propaganda that relates to SpongeBob for some reason. It's all on Tumblr though. You should not check it out. It's crazy. But they're
No,
trying to
is
be
that
like, oh, Squidward's a worn out worker like that has gotten nowhere from working for like 20 years under the under the evil crabs. And then
he
they
sucks.
just
Because he sucks at playing flute.
It's a clarinet.
Yeah, or artwork, or
clarinet,
basically anything.
Because
He
that's the
lives in
entire
between.
because that's the entire joke. Is like Squidward is like being melancholic and all, but when he tries to do the art thing and stuff, he basically sucks at it.
Yeah, and Mr. Krabs is portrayed as kind of that stereotypical greedy, terrible boss.
Yeah, gee.
But that's
Makes
what
me wonder.
funny.
Like, I almost part of me like thanks to this article, part of me literally just wants to go like WTF, I love SpongeBob now. Oh jeez, yeah. But we're gonna continue on with this because there's still a lot more of a gold mine. Because Professor Barker is also concerned with the cultural appropriation of the iconic Pacific Island representations, supposedly evident with Bikini Bottom's token objectification of Oceania, taking particular issue with buildings shaped like pineapples, Easter Island statues, and tikis. So laments the Hawaiian shirt motifs and sounds of steel guitar that are common themes on the children's show.
What? How are Hawaiian shirts racist?
I mean, I wear Hawaiian shirts like almost every day, and nobody's called me out on it.
Does that mean Lilo and Stitch are racist?
Yes, they are.
Yes. Oh, because
No,
it's aliens too.
Well, another thing about this, like, so what? Does she want SpongeBob to live in like this gray brick house, or is it a little bit more funny and interesting
Cheery.
that they live in pineapples and Easter Island heads? That adds more spice and pizzazz and entertainment to it.
It adds community. It
No,
adds
everything's
comedy to it
cultural.
because also, the phrase "Do you live under a rock?" Well, that's
Oh, yeah,
literally one of the
yeah.
main characters, is Patrick.
Yep,
It's under a
he
rock.
literally lives under a rock. Yeah, like that's clever,
Yeah.
But-
Oh, and one more funny thing. Do you
Yeah.
know who else uses tiki torches?
Who?
White supremacists.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I just remember. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, the point is everything right now is cultural appropriation. So I don't know, wearing a Hawaiian shirt, cultural appropriation towards Hawaiians.
Now, what's the
Um,
difference between that and cultural appreciation? Like celebrating other cultures and
No, you
arts
can't.
and whatnot.
No, here's their logic. You can't celebrate it because you're white.
Yep. Or you could be a yellow sponge, and God forbid.
Yeah. If you're white and you wear like a headdress or like a kimono or whatever, that's culture appropriation.
Oh darn! Then, who's actually offended by this? I mean, come on. Who?
Nobody, like, since I watched SpongeBob, I don't remember anyone ever say this show is offensive to me because they have tiki torches or like Easter Island hens or anything.
Yeah, well, that's why I
No.
said it was suspicious that this article happened to come out during this indigenous peoples type of thing recently.
Yeah. But
Little weird.
it's what it is. But just there's still one last, concluding like something, they're complaining about men, but the last line the Barker says, we should be uncomfortable with a hamburger-loving American community's occupation of Bikini's Lagoon and the ways it has erodes every aspect of sovereignty.
Oh, so we should be uncomfortable now. Well, that's nice. Yeah.
There
thanks for
goes my
letting me know.
childhood ruined.
What he's saying is you should do what we tell you to do. You should think how we tell you to think.
How pretentious.
Yeah. But I mean, look, being what it is, though. I mean, what do you expect, though? Honestly, you know what?
I mean, out of everything SpongeBob, I mean, they're really reaching right now. Like, really far. So
Yeah.
stupid.
Yeah, jeez. All right, but here's some live comments as we transition as well. Inu says, SpongeBob is the happiness that we all had of the future. Mr. Krabs is the real world that we all need to face. Squidward is the sad realization that it's not what we were promised. And
That's
Patrick is
deep.
just funny.
Dude, true facts right there.
That's
What?
deep.
Freaking what more analysis do you need of the show?
Perfect.
And yet, in light of this logic, though, we says we all wanted to be SpongeBob, and we all ended up being Squidward.
That is too relatable.
Ouch.
That is true, actually.
Rip my childhood.
I know. I freaking grew up on SpongeBob too when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But you know what, though? Just because of this stuff, I think it might just be worth a visit. Freaking rewatching the SpongeBob's for good time's sake.
Oh, and just one fun fact about SpongeBob. In December of this year, it's going to be the 20th anniversary that SpongeBob came out.
Holy
Isn't
crap!
Ooh.
That's wild, right? 20
Yeah.
years. December 31st, 1999 is when I first
Is that
came
why
out.
is that why they're doing
20 years
the?
ago.
Is that why
Dude.
they're doing that game?
And it's still going.
Is that why they're doing that game? The Bikini, what's it called? The Battle for Bikini Bottom remaster.
I mean, I have yet to. Shockingly, I have yet to watch a single one of those SpongeBob movies.
They're
But my
good. They're good family movies. I'm gonna say that much.
Mm.
But do you want a spoiler?
I think I'll pass. I mean, I could, that's what the internet is for. But you got to resist the temptation, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, either way, though. If anyone wants to basically get out there and try and colonize the ocean, drop us a line. It will get you set up started. But yeah, it's time to move on to the next item on the show because we are getting close to an important, well, I wouldn't say important, but to a pretty fun festival time of the year.
Halloween.
Yes. That is
Yes.
right.
Oh
That is my
yeah.
holiday.
It's your jam, right? Too bad
Oh, yeah.
there is one costume that you cannot wear because they wanted to cancel it for your kids. There are calls for Star Wars Stormtrooper costumes to be cancelled after Ivanka Trump's viral tweet.
Wait. First it was the Cowboys, then it was the
Mexican
Indians.
costumes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's it.
And now it's Stormtroopers.
Right. And all that happened was Ivanka Trump made this one tweet. It says the force is strong in my family. And one of her kids in a Stormtrooper costume.
And you know that anyone else who would have said this, no one would have said anything, right?
Right.
I don't
They're
even
gonna let
understand. Like they said, there's something bad with this tweet. I don't actually see anything bad in this tweet, other than the kid being in the Stormtrooper costume.
I'll be right back.
Right. And then, what, and all this really ever did was basically somebody got offended about it and literally decided to go on Yahoo and write one post calling for the cancellation of kids' Stormtrooper costumes. Wow, if that's petty, I don't know what it is.
It's stupidity.
I feel like they're just trying to grasp something. This whole entire point is, I've actually read the article like an hour ago, and this whole entire point is because Stormtroopers represent some kind of oppressive some kind of oppressive force that we have to not let kids have dressed them. It's like having, let's see, what am I what is my so it's like your kid being an evil, like Dr. Robotnik from Sonic,
Right.
Well, one of the reasons that they bring up about this is they said, well, the Stormtroopers are like state police, and they're police brutality and fascism. Well, duh. I mean, they're Star Wars: The Empire is basically space Nazis. But again, though, it's a galaxy far, far away. They're not really space Nazis.
Hey, I've seen kids having Darth Vader costume. Like,
Yeah, it's classic.
Yeah.
Of course.
It is like there's nothing,
And
super
kids
what's it
don't
called?
well, kids don't want to dress up as a stormtrooper because they're like, I want to be a fascist. Like, nah, that's not how it goes.
They just want to be cool.
Yeah, you just want to have fun. They like
Yes,
Star
that's
Wars. It's a
true.
fun thing to do. Whatever.
I mean, Star Wars is loved by pretty much every generation. So to dress up as one is just like, for some, it may be embracing tradition. Like some families may actually do Star Wars theme every year. I'm not sure about that. Don't quote me on it.
I'm sure some do.
But Star Wars is amazing, so it makes sense to want to dress like as character from there,
Well, yeah.
or rather, one of millions, because you know how many stormtroopers there are.
And hell, even adults cosplay as like Darth Vader or whatnot. Or
I know.
Yeah, like at Comic-Con and stuff like that. Yeah, it's just a thing to do. But I mean, this is just one of the many things that they're trying to ban on Halloween. Like they just want to ban fun, basically.
Gee, I know, isn't that right?
It's kind of the same thing where they say like, oh, don't dress as what is it like, don't dress as Indians or something because
Cowboy.
Native Americans or whatever, because it's cultural appropriation and stuff. Yeah.
Good lord.
There is a picture of me, next to a Darth Vader, and I could have run pictures of me next to Stormtroopers.
Cool.
Yes.
Yeah, do you
But
have
the
them
point is,
around
though,
here?
to get back to the whole topic, so they're just complaining that having kids dressing up as Star Wars costumes is icky because Stormtroopers have horrific counterparts both in history and in everyday headlines.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so going back to the whole, Stormtroopers are inspired by the German,
I mean, they
the
kind of
German
are. Like that was
military.
Yeah, they are. But that's so what? I mean, a lot of things are inspired by that because I mean.
So what is the entire point? You shouldn't dress as a bad guy?
I don't even know. Like, I'm losing brain cells trying to fathom the reason behind this. I think it's just because Ivanka was like, "Oh, I appreciate this, the Force and my family and all that." It's like, "Oh, can't have that now." It's definitely a factor.
I mean, sooner or later, the Anti-Defamation League, or ADL, as I call it, soon they'll mark that as racist or because
Dude,
anti-Semitic.
The ADL is such a joke, though. Such a joke.
All right.
But yeah, that's another
just a little
story.
bit of a stop here for a moment for some live comments. We have Tony says, "Are they gonna ban candy corns now because of Aviera? Halloween, it's Halloween, my dude. Orange is bad."
Okay, this is kind of funny. I was reading like this article. I think it was like from Splinter or something, and they were talking about how Milo joined the Raiders and stuff. And then they said, and they use Nazi symbolism. And if you click on the link, it's a picture of my Twitter, and it shows like the drawing that I made of myself. So they link a picture of me on there. They're like, using Nazi. Yeah, dude, didn't I show you that? Yeah. So they're like, oh, they're using Nazi symbolism, and you click on the term Nazi symbolism, and it's the candy corn dog, like me. I'm like, oh,
like
damn.
number one on Google search.
Oh boy. I'm like, well, crap. I guess orange doggo bad for reals now. I mean, I'm flattered, but also kind of just like confused. I don't know. It's weird.
I don't know. I don't think today. Well, today's society is meant to be understood.
No, definitely not.
You can't understand today's society though, because you know exactly what we live in.
Honk honk.
Yes.
That reminds me, I was one of the Halloween parties. I was dressed as in a Team Rocket costume. Yeah, like I was like dressed as the bad guy, but I actually had like that kind of costume, but it was cool,
So does that mean you support poaching? That's what they do. Team Rocket's all about that. How dare you?
Yeah, and then they blast off in the skies.
Team Rocket.
God,
Come on,
like
God.
you know what was so funny? I was speaking of Team Rocket. To derail the thing, somebody in China basically made a post admiring Team Rocket, and then the Chinese government got all up in their asses because apparently the translation for like Team Rocket was literally the same as the Houston Rockets during the whole NBA scandal thing.
Oh no!
Oh no.
Oopsie.
My dude, like I said. Mhm.
Yeah. Yep.
So, a couple
Yeah.
more things in the live comments. Native Ravenatsu says, "Don't dress up as an American Indian because those costumes are cheap Chinese trash. Let me hook you all up with the real ish. Alright? You know what? Don't get me accused of cultural appropriation because we're not native. Unless we actually are, but that's neither here nor there.
And like,
And last of all,
Oh,
one
yeah?
more. Panda Games VR says, they're gonna ban furries because of furry raiders.
oh, probably. Who knows? I mean, for the past few years, when I like go out on Halloween with my friends, I mean, I just wear my fursuit because it's the best, costume there possibly could be.
Yeah.
They're gonna ban furries. Yeah, sure, why not, right?
I mean,
Yeah,
furries
and
are.
make us the blame of it though? Dude, free publicity.
I mean, dude, furries are already on like the normie scale, like what normies always relate us to.
Mm.
If the fandom is not all about sex, then don't act like it. Or then act like it's not about sex.
So this was when I was in college a few years ago. Thankfully, this is before woke culture really got off the ground. I dressed up. I don't know how the hell I got away with this. As Muammar Gaddafi, the Libyan dictator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I did was I had like this brown like toga type of thing. I had a cowboy hat, but I cut out like the rim of it and like used that as like one of those little, I forgot what those type
yeah.
of hats are called. And then I gelled my hair to make it like look all frizzy and crazy like he does, and I wore sunglasses and I walked around my school with a Libyan flag. And I got so many weird looks. A lot of people didn't even know who he was though, which is kind of upsetting. It was during this Libyan civil war. I was like, yes, I am Gaddafi. Oh my god, it was so crazy. But
It's
yeah, so I
shocking.
wasn't. But I feel like if I did that now, I'd probably get kicked out of school. Like everyone's just so offended by everything, man. It's so lame.
Yeah, but you know what though? To get back onto the whole track on the Star Wars thing, the Stormtroopers are not even the most popular costume. Like even on Amazon, the Jedi costume is ranked 2027 in toys games. Stormtrooper is ranked 3,637.
Well,
Okay.
Well, I could understand the reason why is because Jedi costume is cheaper than the Stormtrooper costume.
That
Jedi-
too.
Jedi costume is like what? A robe and a toy lightsaber, while a Stormtrooper costume is all the plastic stuff that you have to like put on, and if you want the Stormtrooper to be fully like it has to have like a laser gun,
Yeah.
Pew,
Yeah,
pew.
the point is, the Stormtrooper and the Blaster just go hand in hand. And the bottom line of that, somebody who complained, what would a Stormtrooper on Halloween be without a blaster? That's just scary.
What? But it's a toy blaster, like.
And it's not even called a gun; it's called a blaster.
That doesn't stop the TSA from confiscating them, though.
Oh, good point. Good point.
Oh yeah, like.
I mean,
but-
what else would you freaking call it? Like, a toy-shaped yeet cannon?
Yeah, right.
Is it like kind of what they're referring to? Is like the guns are scary? Does that mean like that kid who's dressed up like a cowboy and has like 2 revolvers in his belt? Like, is that scary too?
Well, yeah, they got to be switched out for water guns, or for like the blasters. You can call them laser spitters. See, barely a gun at all.
Yeah, I mean, that's one way of cheating the rules, that's for sure.
It's not a gun;
but
it's a
you know what,
laser
though?
spitter. Yeah.
Ah,
But so,
Ah,
what's
yeah.
what
But
has the response been from companies about this? Have they stopped selling these costumes at all?
no, you bet they're gonna keep making these, Star Wars costumes. Come on, that stuff makes money. You gotta go to the freaking, to the source of it and complain to Disney.
Yeah.
That's the funny thing is like even to this day, people are still buying Darth Vader, classic Stormtrooper costumes, and not the actual new trilogy costumes.
Oh yeah. We talked about that a lot.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. So yeah, just a couple more little live comments as well. Tony says, "Did you do blackface, dude? You should be asking that question to Justin Trudeau on Halloween."
Oh.
Oh wait, Justin Trudeau also did the Native American wig, like the
Oh, he did
headdress
it.
for.
Yeah. Then he dressed up as like some Indian guy and was dancing around like my goodness.
There's like a meme, like a picture of like Justin Trudeau being like the greatest Canadian actor, and has like all these pictures in a different costume, like a Muslim, an Indian, a Native American, or a cowboy, and I was like,
And apparently blackface like 3 times. I mean, dude. He's very creative. I'll give him that.
Yes.
so much for being progressive.
So we are going to move on to our next item on the show, and because of this now, I've been told to raise the production. Before I do, I've been told to raise the production value by using banners to indicate a transition. So you tell me if you watch your stream if I'm doing this right. Our next item on the show, a woke fairy godmother.
Ah,
And with
yes.
that-
Beautiful.
Oh yes.
Yes. We are going to Yes, we're going to give you the full context of it in just 1 second. And it is Billy Porter confirms fairy godmother role in Cinderella movie.
God, that looks so woke.
Is that trans?
No. That's a gay guy. Probably
Yeah,
like.
I don't even.
They're a gay activist.
Oh,
But-
who even
Yeah,
knows
in a
anymore?
new. This is just so you know. Yes, there is going to be a Cinderella remake. James,
Of
Gordon,
course.
and it's in live
Of course it-
action.
Of
But
course.
it's freaking Disney.
Of course. It's kind of funny because back before, I think Charlie Chaplin was the first one who did like the gender reversal, like he dressed like as a woman and played a wife in a movie or something.
Yeah, but he wasn't an activist.
No,
This
I mean,
person.
no, I mean that was just like a cross-dressing thing. I mean that's not the first time, but damn, does that look bad? Like
Scary.
the thing is like there are some actors when they cross-dressed as a woman and stuff, and you wouldn't notice that, but then there's this, which
I don't even care about that specifically. It's more along the lines of they're specifically an activist trying to infiltrate this new remake.
Yeah,
they've always done.
This is specifically like they chose a gay guy that's black, of course, who has to play the fairy godmother in Cinderella. So it has to be as woke as possible.
Excuse me, it's fairy god ma'am.
God damn. But it looks so bad. What is it with Disney and making live remake that's not? I mean, Aladdin was like kind of bad. And Lion King was bad. Like why? I think like
They're running out of ideas. That's why. They don't know what else to do.
I think the only one who was decent was Jungle Book, but like the rest of it was just like, yeah.
And
out of
for a
all
live
movies-
comment going.
Cinderella. So what's so I'm just wondering how are they gonna do Bambi and
Again, remember animation and all that stuff, blank animal expressions and so on. Anyway, couple of things. Um, look at the design, like the gay and drag, because we got a last comment from Sparky who says, "Was this person kicked from a '70s disco?"
dude,
And Tooney also says, "Why does the actor look like a singer from Twisted Sisters?"
actually even the singer from Twisted Sisters looks better than this. I mean, like they could have they could have picked a male. I like that's just like more work, but sure. But they could have picked someone much better than this.
Yeah, and you know,
Dude,
I don't
I
really
would have been
mind.
Look, I would have been okay with a black woman who basically just reeks of sugar mama was the fairy godmother.
Oh my goodness, that'd be so funny.
I mean, there was that cartoon, Princess and the Frog, which was all done by every cast was like African Americans, and that was done fairly good. Actually, I enjoyed that movie, but I feel like they done this just so they could prove themselves that they were woke. Like this
Yep.
is nothing but virtue signaling.
Yeah, diversity quotas. I gotta fill them. But I'm not really opposed to voice actors voicing different things. We had the same situation where a white guy was voicing Apu on The Simpsons, and he did a really good job at that. But they were offended that a white person is doing it. Well, also, you have women who voice male characters in a lot of cartoons. I know Tara Strong does a lot of that, and there's
Right.
nothing wrong with that if you're a good actor. But don't get into it for the wrong reasons.
The voice actor of Bart Simpson was a woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, as well, voice actor for Ash Ketchum, Veronica Taylor.
Exactly. And they do a great job at that, That's fine. But the thing is, I feel like with Cinderella, they're not going to just stop there with this person voicing the character. I feel like they're going to try to, inject some kind of a message, as
Right.
Disney does. So that's where, it could be problematic.
It is at this point. Sorry. It is at this point where I want to almost say that I'm very tempted to literally making another joke that would get us instantly demonetized and all that. And I just want to say, in light of the whole, do you know what they did with the LGBT flag? They added 2 more stripes to it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Was it black and brown, right?
Really?
And there's 2 words that I want to say that we mashed together. One starts with an N and the other starts with an F. Instant demonetization if somebody spells it out, though.
What? Niffa? I don't know what you're getting at here.
Niffa.
But yeah. Wow. So I don't know. It's kind of like the ever increasing letters of the LGBT QIHWXYZ whatever. Like and the rainbow flag too. It's like, oh, gotta add more colors. Then they're gonna add pink and cyan and maroon and beige.
Okay, one more thing about the Cinderella thing.
Yes.
If they're trying to be as woke as much, that means that the what is it, the evil aunt or whatever, the one that she orders all the hard work on Cinderella and stuff, would actually be a white male instead.
I knew you were gonna say that, and I would not be surprised if Disney did that too.
Like because yeah, because like like they're not gonna portray this woman because women are. It would show that women are abusive and stuff. So why not just insert a white man doing that and have Cinderella be bullied instead of by the two what were they, like nephews or something?
Stepsisters.
Yeah. Instead of 2 stepsisters, it will be 2 stepbrothers, and there you go. You have and instead of a prince, you have a princess.
Oh my god! Stop it! You're giving them ideas. And if they did that, honestly, I would not be surprised at all. I'd be like,
So-
"Yep, this is it."
So
Where we
just
are
twist. So just twist the entire the entire original children's story, the Cinderella story. Just twist it entirely to make it,
Extra woke.
extra woke. Yes.
Yeah. Sage, what do you think about all this nonsense?
I'm not even sure if you staged you there. Did you? I mean, I'm sure you people at this stage, like you've literally grown off. You've heard about the whole Cinderella thing. Maybe you've grown up on it.
Of course.
Yes.
I had old Disney cartoons on VHS tapes, like Cinderella, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs and stuff. Oh my God, how are they going to do Snow White and Seven Dwarfs? It's going to be like
Uh-oh.
if they do dwarfs, that's going to mean that they're like that has to be like they have to be like some kind of gender neutral dwarfs or gay dwarfs. I don't know. Like you have to like put gay dwarfs in it
Maybe
because
they could do something like what they did in Willy Wonka with the Oompa Loompas. How they like copied and pasted like this one guy, like over and over.
but that would be kind of stupid because those seven dwarfs, they were all unique in the original cartoon. All the seven dwarfs were unique.
Oh, that's a good
If
point.
you if you copy paste them all, then that's basically what. Oh wait, Snow White. Oh, it's white.
Oh wait. Right on time. Actually, right on time. Inu has a great live comment. Snow person of color and the 14 they thems.
Oh
Oh.
my God! Yes.
Oh
that's
yes,
glorious.
Snow White, but she's black.
A snow person of color. Oh my goodness.
I think like
Yeah.
Snow White was called her name was Snow White because her skin was as pale as snow, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think that's a reference. I'm not sure about the original Brothers Grimm tale, but I'm pretty sure it's supposed to represent her being basically dead, like really pale and
Yeah.
cold, but only love can revive you and all that wonderful magical nonsense.
Yeah, so Snow White in the woke version Disney is black. It's like
Snow
they
black,
haven't-
huh?
yeah, Snow Black.
Exactly.
Snow black. No, a snow black is like that'd be like what, soot, like ash from like
Anyway.
a volcano or something. I don't know, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not one of those things. Anyway,
I'm
just there's a
moving right
couple of things
along.
too. Here's an interesting one as well. Like, Ice has another comment too. Thing is that Cinderella would have to be a single child if they want to sell it to China. I mean,
Oh.
if China had that one child law still, running and active, yeah, that would be.
I think their limit is now up to 2.
Yeah, they rescinded that law or just modified it.
They still prefer sons though.
Yeah. I mean, it's what it is, though. But, I mean, I'm actually kind of surprised. Like, you gotta realize, they might have their hands on the movies as well.
Oh, probably. Well, at least, either that or
Actually,
Hollywood
no.
already
There is one
comfortable.
movie you probably can't broadcast in China. One Disney movie.
Oh,
the-
Mulan.
Winnie the Pooh.
Oh yeah, the Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, yes.
God, I can't wait for BlizzCon to happen.
I know, it's gonna be freaking lit. Alright. Yeah, but dude, freaking all this stuff, and what the frick is Disney achieving with all this, all this live action remaking and injecting politics, right?
They're losing so much money. Have you seen so their stock has not been doing so great. Like it's been really stable-ish, but it's also been going down. But also especially with Star Wars, I think they lost somewhere along the lines of like $3 billion last quarter. Like it was really bad.
Star Wars
Galaxy's Edge is terrible.
Yeah. Galaxy's Edge is freaking empty as well.
Yeah,
They're
that's what I'm saying.
I think their only source of income right now is Marvel, which is why they're doing like every year a Marvel movie now.
they're reaching really too far. Just leave politics out of your movies. Just do what audience wants. Free market and all that. I mean, like, what's the problem there? Why bother with all this
I
nonsense?
think Disney is way too corporate to be thinking like that.
Exactly.
Yeah, though, because like if I was thinking corporately, I'd want to think about profits, not political messages.
But it's also appealing to your shareholders as well.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Crazy
All right.
world.
Yeah. And we don't. I mean, we only have you can keep throwing these overlays on and on and on. But hey, so we're going to push through the fourth and final item on the show. So, and just to transition to this, our next item on the show, AI is being used to stitch up words and to check movie scripts for diverse casting and so forth. So to begin with, Microsoft wants to use AI to bleep out bad words in Xbox Live Party Chat.
Oh my god! It's like
What the bleep?
It's like we're living in 1984. It happened. Like we're starting to censor the words. Like
This is really scary.
And the thing is, it's not just the bad words that are going to bleep. They're going to bleep. They can that means they can start bleeping anything that they deem unacceptable.
I mean, I learned all my curse words from Xbox Live Party chats.
Stereotypical teenager that you are, of course.
No, like that was when I was like 12.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, what did I
and
do
you-
freaking play to do that? Like, freaking Call of Duty, Halo.
Halo is amazing.
Yeah, you didn't have to tell me twice. But my goodness, yes, Microsoft is announcing that they're going to roll out filters to let Xbox Live players automatically limit text-based messages based on, four, maturity tiers, and so on and so on.
Dude.
Well, all right. I can see having two tiers out there. One for people under 18, one for those over 18, or maybe under 16, or something along. Like when it comes to explicit language, I mean, what 15-year-old hasn't heard the F word before? I mean, let's get real here. So I'm pretty sure they use it all the time. But they're actively censoring what people say via text to speech, or speech to text or whatever. Is that what's going on here?
No, I think what they're doing is like if the system recognizes that you're gonna say the F word or something, then it would automatically bleep
I mean, look, absolutely so, right? And what they're trying to do, like Microsoft is, they're trying this whole machine learning thing, but you got to remember, people
They're
always
machines.
find loopholes about it. Remember the AI wrote the thing.
I feel like this is going to backfire because let's say if people say,
will.
what the F a lot, but because I happen to say what the bonkers a lot, but machine learning would be like, I would say what the, and then it would bleep out the bonkers, and I think that's pretty bonkers.
And you know what? You know what they did to Tay as well? Like people basically, when Tay was going off to learn from people at Twitter, they made people basically made Tay into an extreme racist.
Oh yeah. What? That was weird. But
Was it classifying? Was it classifying pictures of gorillas as pictures of black people as gorillas or something? Or is that a different case?
I did hear something about that, but I'm not sure that's this one now.
Oh, okay.
It just goes to show you how machine learning is doing there.
But like I said before, the thing that makes this scary isn't just bleeping the bad words. It's basically bleep. You could. The potential is that you can bleep everything that you don't like. Say Trump, for instance.
Oh wait, guys.
Right? Yes, we were going to. Yeah, exactly.
Can you go back to that article because there was a really scary line that I wanted to read. Okay, yeah, it says
I mean,
okay, yeah.
yeah,
Okay, this is it. It says in the meantime, last one. Smith said an algorithm could measure an overall level of toxicity in a group chat and hand out automatic mutings for problematic users. Wow.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Wow.
and look at
that's
that though,
scary.
and you were absolutely right as well. Like when they they had worries that Trump would be censored too, and so forth. Like especially when you got to remember it's Microsoft.
At least it ain't Apple.
Dude, this is a level of like Orwellian shit going on.
Yeah,
Sorry,
that's what
Orwellian beep.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. So this is like the bad words are gonna like the cursings and stuff are gonna be first, and then the next things are anything that's not in their line of speech. Like say you talk about I don't know,
Anything we talk about. I mean,
yeah, anything we talk about. Like you mention furry raiders or something. Bleep. I'm just like
yeah, the furry bleep. Oh no, probably furry is gonna be censored too.
Because Xbox is going to see the degeneracy that the fandom has.
Oh god. I mean, then again, they'd probably like it. Who the hell even knows how they think?
I kind of miss like back in the day when like they said when like you know when you bought a game and you see a rating and it says like down below it says online interaction are not rated.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So basically what they said is here's the game, we rated it as T or I don't know PG or something, but when you're doing online interaction, do it with your own risk. That was their, they were a lot more libertarian when it comes to the online interactions. I remember like in like the first Call of Duties, the Call of Duty Classic one, they call it right now, like Call of Duty 1 like had like a bunch of servers on it and they all had like different rules and stuff. On some you can't say the F word, some it's on the others one you can like curse as much as you want. That's like each server had its own rules. There wasn't like any major rule that they had to like abide. Like everyone had their own service and their own rules. Now it's all centralized. So
right.
Now
well, at least by certain companies. I mean, Microsoft owns a lot of gaming apparatuses.
Yeah, assets and so forth and
Yeah.
properties. Not that much, but some. Still.
Well, I mean, they still have a pretty damn high influence, though.
Yeah, but the thing is now, there's something as well like behind this as well, and I was told that when this was brought up to me, and they said that you're not completely wrong, and this thing as well, like in the live comment says, Microsoft may have been working side by side with China.
Oh.
Well, throughout the weeks, we pretty much concluded that all major corporations are working somewhat with China.
Well, that, or at least they're just trying to appease them too.
Because Google has their own, and that's a huge fucking company.
Mm-hmm.
Along with Microsoft, you got to make China versions. There's even a China edition of Minecraft, which is kind of surprising, because there's some stuff that has to be censored.
Yeah, like the skeletons. Yeah, that's right.
Instead of a pickaxe, do they give you a hammer and sickle?
No, I think it has more in line to do because I noticed this in a lot of games when they convert it to China, like Blizzard games, for instance, they take away the skeletons in Blizzard. Like the undead race in Blizzard is actually like more human-like than the undead in the Western version. That you could see the bones and rot and all that, and you don't see the bones because skeletons mean bad luck in China or something.
No. Here's the thing. This is actually a law there. You're not supposed to have anything resembling death or spirits because basically what it does is they think that it promotes like religion or spirituality, and so they want to try to bend.
Oh,
that's why. Like Halloween.
They don't want to believe in the supernatural.
That's right. Yeah. They want to believe only like in their ideology of communism and stuff.
But then, what's the point of having an undead race in? Like, what's the point of you having that game in China if it has undead in it? Like, it has zombies.
Remember, like you said, they got to censor out skeletons. Nope, it's just going to be an undead race, like without one missing element. Yeah, or monsters with one less missing element. You can't fight enemy skeleton.
They could find loopholes, basically.
Mhm.
But certain things they do have to censor in China. Like you cannot sell like like those little paper skeletons you hang like on your door during Halloween. Yeah, that stuff you
Yeah.
can't sell in China, even though they make them in China and sell them to America, which is really ironic. You know.
So, on that similar kind of ish note, though, like I said, like as an addendum to this whole, AI thing, Disney is planning to spell check scripts for gender bias using AI.
What?
Basically, they're going to review scripts and try to determine whether or not there's a gender or race and sexuality balance and equal representation by using this program to kind of go through it. And this was designed in, I believe it was Southern California University.
So are you saying this program makes movies more woke?
Well, let's see what the article says here.
So
I
this
mean,
is
the thing is,
this is-
yeah, what they're trying to do again, like they analyze the script to determine the balance of male and female characters, and whether the mix is representative of reality according to the trade publication. Okay, reality.
That's gonna ruin the whole
AI
Disney princesses
analyzing
thing.
it.
That's gonna ruin
Okay,
all,
so
the
they're
entire Disney princess series.
okay. So they're basically ruining the movie even more with this AI. So instead of like having like original characters, we gotta like swap it with. So what this AI basically does is it adds more token characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. So, for instance, if you want to submit a script, and it has like, I don't know, 70% male characters and 30% female, then they're going to flag this and be like, "Oh, that's not equal representation. This is problematic," and then it's going to cause some discrepancy.
Yeah.
Like this is again Orwellian.
It's a whole
creepy
other
shit.
mess too. The tool can also discern the numbers of characters based on ethnicity, sexual orientation, and other groups.
Ethnicity.
Yeah, that's gonna
Star Wars?
ruin a lot of movies.
It's like they want division. Like they want to divide people on this. Like, why can't we just enjoy movies regardless of if you're a man or a woman, black or white, whatever? Just
I mean,
why does
Hamilton.
it matter?
Hamilton, you got preference for the actual musical if you were black. The premise was that like black people rap better. Clearly, they haven't heard of Eminem.
Or I don't know if they've heard about history when black people in the 1700s were all basically slaves. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
there's
that was.
that too.
But
I don't know. Lin-Manuel Miranda is kind of crazy.
actually, that kind of puts me in an interesting point. Is they could also use this for video games as well.
Or books, articles, literally anything to like review word
Any
counts
kind
and
of
stuff.
any form of entertainment, they just use this.
Now, who honestly thinks that this is a good idea? Like the people who developed this program, yeah, this is gonna save them. This is gonna be a good thing.
Yeah.
Really?
No,
No. Like,
No.
look at it. Like they're
I see
basically
no
putting their
positives at all.
their faith in in AI.
this is
Yeah, that's
basically
gonna work out well.
a case of go woke, go broke.
Well, yeah, that there as well. And again, here's another interesting live comment I can see. It says, "This is contradictory since if they put in a gay cast member, then they can't sell it to China, but they still want it to be for inclusion."
So now they have
Right.
to make 2 movies.
Right.
They have to.
Wait, I'm not really sure about homosexuality rights in China. Like when or at least when it comes to media.
I think they're censored. They just outright censored them because I don't know. It's not traditional or something. I don't know. I don't think they're very open about it in China.
Yeah, I'm not really familiar with the laws, but I guess like when it comes to games and entertainment and stuff, yeah,
I mean, if they.
maybe it is censored over there. I really don't know.
I mean, if China has the guts to block Peppa Pig, then who knows?
Or Winnie the Pooh,
What-
yeah.
Wait, China censored Peppa Pig?
Yeah, for promoting gangster attitudes.
What?
Yeah, well, China also
I mean, I
censored
get-
South Park.
Oh no.
I mean, I can understand South Park. I can understand South Park. South Park basically shits on
Everyone.
everything, on everyone. Yeah,
Hmm.
and let's not get into the. I don't want to get into that.
Yeah, but just to what's it called? In Apex Legends, I've been told as soon as I comment, Soldier 76 is straight in Chinese Overwatch slash Apex Legends, whatever the game.
Oh wow, so they actually do that. Okay. Damn.
Yeah, but I actually never like that. That was the thing that like when I heard that news, that Soldier 76 is going to be gay. It's like something. It's like Blizzard just added that just so they can like be more woke, like say, "Oh, look, we're so inclusive and stuff." Oh, Soldier 76 is gay. Well, you know, and
Yeah,
like
it has nothing to do with the story, nothing to do with anything. It's just like
it's kind of like with Tracer being lesbian, and like everyone's like, "Yeah, okay," and like nobody cared, because
But not in China, they're not doing that, so that's weird.
Hmm. Yeah, but that's
oh yeah, Joel, can you actually read that comment from Inu? Then it says to put the movies in Skynet.
yeah, they're putting their faith in fucking Skynet. Wow, an entire
Yeah.
movie of the NPC meme. Yeah.
Oh God. Imagine an AI in the future in 2030 or something. Movies aren't going to be made by humans anymore. They're going to be made by AIs. So an AI is basically making movies, and it's a movie where it's trying to appeal to, well, the AI is like programmed to appeal to everyone. So it's a movie where they try to mix everything in, and it just ends up horribly because
Either that, or it all becomes like every single character is just a gray blob, and they live in gray houses. Everything is gray and sad and alone and monotonous. Because there's no individuality for anything. You can't offend anyone at all with any original ideas whatsoever. Yeah, I could see that happening.
But aside from that, though, I mean, this is it. This is where we're kind of at. This is the world we live in.
clown world.
Once
Scary.
again, for the people. And yeah, there's really not much else you can do but enjoy the ride.
Enjoy
And-
the society.
So,
Needless to say, heads up, I absolutely fantastically love the Joker movie. I want to live in
Yeah.
this society.
yeah, everyone who did not watch the Joker movie, go and watch it. It's like one of the best movies. I think it's one of the best movies
Of
that are made.
2019, definitely.
Of 2019 and probably the decade, like, because it really is. Seriously, like, go watch it.
Yeah,
All right,
I
noted.
agree with that. So, in that sense, though, this is where we're at. This is the time we've got so far. Who would like to begin with a closing statement? Subscribe. Detailing this what they found this week, the news cycle, and so forth, or just in general.
I mean, the thing with I was just gonna point out you guys have probably heard about about Blizzard and China thing. It just
Yeah.
gets more and more. It just gets more and more tense because like Blizzard just recently banned the Hearthstone team for for saying Hong Kong stuff. Like BlizzCon is gonna be in like 2 weeks, and shit's gonna really hit the fan. Like when everyone dresses like Winnie the Pooh, it's gonna be. I would actually be surprised that they even shut down BlizzCon because like everyone was dressed like Winnie the Pooh.
That'd
So,
be funny
yeah.
though to see the Pooh Brigade.
Yes.
So yeah, it's just like this entire week and like the week before, it's just like revealing all these corporations that are appealing to the Chinese, and would rather censor content and appeal to the Chinese than the real audience. It just goes to show how crazy this is becoming.
Right. Yeah, we're gonna keep an eye on the whole, Blizzard situation, most definitely. If anything comes out of it. Sage,
Yeah.
got anything to wrap up with, though? I think all things considered, you made quite a not too bad of a first showing.
I mean, I'm happy to be here. I wish I could have talked a little more, but still, it was enjoyable to be on the podcast for the first time in ever.
That's not a problem though. You got anything to wrap up the show with?
Not really.
Don't worry. Avira.
All right. Well, the news this week that I can summarize is basically a lot of opportunistic people getting involved. So you have Halloween. Ivanka Trump makes a tweet about Star Wars, and then we got to go ban the costumes, and then it's Columbus Day. Oh well, SpongeBob represents appropriation. It's just crazy. It just really goes to show you how little foresight these people have when they jump on things just to kind of ride the coattails of the woke bandwagon. But anyway, I think today went really well, and I'd love to see you guys again.
Absolutely. Just before I close, interesting thing that I know you like. Inu says, one epic protest, everyone dressed in the Winnie the Pooh fursuits.
Yes.
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 All
Yes.
of that.
Let's make it happen.
If you're going to Blizzard, if you don't have Winnie the Pooh suit, at least wear a red shirt because we
Oh,
all
actually,
know.
no. Get a Winnie the Pooh onesie / Kigurumi.
Ooh.
Yeah, and make sure you wear the red shirt because like everyone who wears the red shirt at Blizzard and like goes on their stage is like they own the guys at the stage. Like that guy that said like, "Is this yeah."
Yeah, it's. I mean, they even made one tweet supposing that Winnie the Pooh stuff may be banned in BlizzCon. Whether or not that is a fake tweet or something, well, that remains to be seen.
Yeah, guess we'll have to keep
Anyway.
an eye on it.
Yeah. So, just to kind of close up again, once again, thanks for those who tuned in. I hope you enjoyed listening to this as we did, the production of the show. We're always here for you. Talk about serious stuff, but we don't take it seriously. And other than that, our episodes can always be found on Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, and we're looking into more services later down the line. And our shows are on YouTube. And of course, so you'll know where to find them at the click of a button. This is us signing off for the week. Farewell, and until next time.
Whoa.
See ya.